Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about what is fillet weld and various provisions related to it. Part 1. So now let's see some terminologies like the terminologies what we have seen boards like pitch, gauge, and then distance and distance. Likewise, we are also we are having some terminology. So after seeing the terminology, let's go for the provisions along with the terminology and then design. The same procedure here also clear. So here the size of the fillet weld. So we represent it with small s, size of the fillet weld. It is the distance between root and toe of fillet weld cross section. So if you observe the fillet weld cross section, so this is the fillet weld cross section. Yes or no? So we know that this is root and this is toe. So the distance between root and toe is known as size. Okay, so it is the distance between root and toe of the fillet weld. Or it can also be defined as it is the minimum. So minimum leg length. It is a minimum leg length of fillet weld cross section. So minimum leg length. See, if you observe in this cross section, this is considered as one leg and this is considered as one leg. Out of these two, whichever is minimum, that is considered as a size. So in most number of cases, both the legs of same length. Okay, of course, in this diagram, they seems to be different, but in most number of cases, both the legs are of equal size. But if it's an exceptional case, if there exists an exceptional case like both legs having different sizes, so this is one leg and this is another leg, and this is the face or hypotenuse. Okay, this is the face or hypotenuse and this is one leg and this is another leg. So out of these two legs, whichever is minimum, that is considered as a size. Clear? This is the size of the fillet weld. Clear? So this is considered as the size of the fillet weld. So that is about the size. So now regarding this size, we are having some provisions. So minimum size and maximum size, like minimum pitch and maximum pitch. In the same way, we are having minimum size and maximum size provision. So now first let us discuss the minimum size provision and later we go for the maximum size. So first provision, minimum size of fillet weld. So we represent it with S minimum. Okay. So now this minimum size depends upon thickness of thicker member. Thickness of thicker member. It depends upon thickness of thicker member. See, observe here. The only provision in entire design of steel structures depend on thickness of thicker member. So far we have discussed so many provisions regarding pitch like 12T or 200 mm or 16D or 200 mm. So many provisions we have discussed. Okay, 32T, so many provisions in which the T is involved. So wherever the T is there, in all those cases, T is nothing but thickness of the thinner member. Okay, thickness of the thinner member. But here that is not the case. Here it is the T here is the thickness of thicker member. The reason for using the thickness of thicker member here is because of residual stresses. Again, the question arises: what is meant by residual stresses? So these residual stresses you understand if you once go through the design welding procedure. Okay, how the welding is going to done. So assume that these two members are going to be connected by weld. Okay, assume that. So we know that welding is done at a very, very high temperature. It is around 1500 to 3000 degrees centigrade. At a very high temperature, the welding is going to done. So at that high temperature, so if you bring those two members immediately to the high temperature, then welding cannot be established. So for that, what we are going to do? First, we are going to heat these two edges. That is known as preheating. So as we discussed, the welding temperature is very high. So if you place the welding metal or material immediately on these members, so the proper connection cannot be achieved. The reason, initially they are at a normal temperature or room temperature. So immediately within a short span, the temperature has to be increased to the 3000 degrees centigrade. So that is not possible practically to get from the normal or room temperature to the 300 degrees centigrade. That is not a normal thing. So for that, what we are going to do? First, we are going to do preheat these edges, the connecting edges, up to around a temperature of 1200 to 1500 degrees centigrade. After preheating, only edges we are going to heat. We are going to place a weld material. Okay, weld material. So and then the connection can be established. Clear? After welding also, we are going to heat it, proper cooling. So after heating and after welding is done, we are have to cool the weld. Then only the proper connection can be established. Okay, then only the proper connection can be established. So if we see the sequence, what is the first step in welding process? Preheating. After that, putting the weld material, which is having a temperature around 2500 to 3000 degrees centigrade. And after that, cooling. So this is the welding process. So now in this cooling, so how efficiently or how properly we may cool the edges or we may cool the weld, but chances are there for these member or edges of this member to retain those temperature. Clear or not? So the retained temperature or retained heat in these metals is known as residual stresses. So how come they are called as residual stresses? See, obviously after carrying out the welding process or welding, we have to place these members in room temperature or normal temperature or atmosphere. So atmosphere will have the normal temperatures are like 25 to 40 degrees centigrade. So in that temperature, these members, which is having a retained heat, try to expand, but this weld is going to restrict that expansion. This weld is going to restrict that expansion. So because of that restriction, thermal stresses will induce or not. So again, this is also a concept of strength of materials. If the free expansion is not permitted, then it induces thermal stresses. So because of the heating process and retaining some temperature here, and weld is not going to allow that free expansion because of that retained temperature, they develop the stresses. That stress is known as, here in this case is known as residual stresses. So now to take care of those residual stresses, minimum size of the fillet weld is decided based on thickness of the thicker member, not thinner member. That is the reason. So it depends upon the thickness of the thinner member due to residual stresses. Due to residual stresses. So if you understand the welding process, then it is very easy to remember or understand. Okay. So this is about the minimum size. So now let us see the provisions regarding this T. What is meant by T? T is the thickness of the thicker member, and then S minimum. So all are in mm here. Okay. So this thickness is in mm and S minimum is also in mm. So now if we see the provisions, if the thickness of thicker member is up to 10 mm, and then 11 to 20, and then 21 to 32, and then greater than 32. So these are the thickness of the thicker member. So if the thickness of the thicker member is up to 10 mm, then the minimum size is 3, means 3 mm. So if it is 11 to 20, then the minimum size is 5. If it is 21 to 32, then the minimum size is 6. If it is greater than 32, then minimum size is 8. So minimum size of the welds according to the thickness of thicker member is 3, 5, 6, 8. So that depend upon the thicker member thickness. Okay, thicker member thickness. So take it out. This is regarding the minimum size. The next is maximum size of the fillet weld. So we represent it with S max. So now it depends upon the thickness of thinner member. So as I said, except in the previous provision, rest in all the provisions, Wherever the T we are going to use, the T is nothing but thinner member thickness only. So it depends upon the thickness of thinner member and type of edges. Actual type of connecting edges or type of edges. So it means first for square edge. So square edge is nothing but plates. Usually for plates we are having the square edge like this. So these are square edges. So this is a square edge or sharp edge, you can say. Square edge or sharp edge. So here we have to done the fillet weld for connecting these two members. So this is the cross section of fillet weld. So out of these two plates, this is a minimum thickness. This plate is having a minimum thickness, which is T. So now S max in this case is T minus 1.5 mm. So it means this is considered as a 1.5. The small part is considered as a 1.5 mm. So from the T, deduct or subtract this minus 1.5. Subtract this 1.5. So this is the S max. So for square edge, the S max is T minus 1.5. Next, second, for round edge. So usually for rolled steel sections, we'll have the round edge, like I section, angle, channel. So all will have round edge. So like for example, take an angle here. So this is an angle. So now this angle is connected to a plate or any other member by using a fillet weld. So by using this fillet weld. So here now this angle will have the thickness of T. So now S max in this case is 3/4 of. So as I said, S max depend upon type of edge, connecting edge and the thickness of thinner member. So in this case, for square edge it is T minus 1.5 and then for round edge it is 3/4 of thickness. So this is the maximum provisions regarding the maximum size of the fillet weld. So we have discussed the provisions regarding minimum size of the weld and maximum size of the weld. Clear? So this is about the size of the weld. So next terminology in this cross section.